I have a lot to unpack here for today's PvP live commentary, so I'm just going to talk very fast and get it all out of the way. Today we're talking about Shadebinder, but before that, know that on the DCP_live channel, I, with the Firing Range podcast, are interviewing Bungie Sandbox developers. So if you want to tune into that, that will be 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Check the pinned comment and description below. So without further ado, let's start searching a match in PvP Grand Finals Tournament Edition. That's just what I call the control playlist. Anyhow, according to the TWAB at Bungie, Warlock Shadebinder gets reduced Penumbral Blast, 2.7 meter radius to 1.5, so it's roughly halved. Ice Flare Bullets only stick to one player when you shatter, and then something about freezing projectile strength. So, in other words, it doesn't really affect the way that I've been running Shadebinder. I run a turret rift setup, always have, and they added in a recent update that you now get 2 fragments with the stasis turret. Now, a note I should say is that Shadebinder is a subclass almost built perfectly for myself and other streamers who seem to be super and ability magnets. And with some of the other TWAB stasis changes, like changing special weapon freeze damage boost from 50% to 5%, so a 45% reduction, it changes the combos that you need to kill supers. Obviously, a high impact sniper rifle headshot will most likely still kill, but you're gonna have to get crafty. This is a Dead Man's Tale with Vorpal weapon, and then I'm running the Fragment Whisper of Rending, which does extra kinetic damage to frozen targets, and since it is a 150 RPM from the hip, if I freeze a super, I can kill them before they can even react. There's so many combos associated with killing a super, and I always keep in my inventory a lot of them, and it's going to change with this nerf. So this is maybe the most important time to study up on matchup knowledge if you're a Shadebinder main. It's not that I think this class is skillful to use, but it does require a lot of game knowledge to benefit from. I'm gonna have that turret behind B ready to go as we push in. Freeze Rift. Beautiful. Freeze melee at the door. Nah, it didn't peek. A lot of people look at DMT as a really scummy weapon because it can do every range in the game and have some of the most competitive time to kills and delete supers. The only thing it doesn't have is in-air accuracy, which you can mitigate with Top Tree Dawnblade, for example.
It's a power play. Get those zones back. Zone A captured.
If they peek, I'm ready. There's got to be multiple. Oh, I can freeze rift right here. Then I throw that down, give me some power ammo, since I can use my grenade as both a turret. I'm really bad with this right now. As a turret or a glacier nade, some cover. And then if I break the glacier nade, it helps my cooldown. I hope that teammate can clean that up. There we go. And if you notice, I'm using I Have Another World as my exotic, so my cooldown's really fast. Really, really fast. Throwing this rift down even if it doesn't freeze, because I need to get health back, because we're about to deal with a lot of people. That's the whole team. I'm just going to reload. Maybe I get my nade back from killing 4 people right here. I'm saving mine for a... Saving my grenade for an instant freeze, because I'm going to need it here in a sec. This is the time to leave. Then we go back to A, delete A flag, retake B. I don't use my Shadebinder super, by the way. Because this kit's really flexible. I don't need the Shadebinder super to find success with this. And I need to learn how to use my neutral abilities more. Good, glad they got that. Look, he has a super. He highlighted yellow. So, part of using Eye of Another World is, unironically, because it marks high priority targets. Again, I gotta say props to Bungie for this one.
Zone advantage is yours.
He didn't get frozen by my second. By the way, that will not kill after nerf. I'm going to have to combo melee him. I was not prepared for him not to get frozen by the Glacier Nade, but that's my own fault. Again, they pushed with multiple supers, so that was burning a lot of my kit. And yes, my... Hold on, he has a damage boost. I gotta be careful. My Shadebinder super probably could have got all of them, but again, I want to learn to use this neutral game a lot better. Turret's in a bad place, but it's gonna work. I want that ammo, so I'm gonna use my rift at this corner just to act as a healing rift. And it also, since I have double bomber on my class item, refills my nade, and I know that I can hold down long enough to get my glacier to get power ammo for free.
You made that look easy, Warlock. Your enemy has a power play.
I see he has a super. Weird registration.
5 minutes remaining. Fire team that fights together stays together. Let them come.
Oh man, teammate had the same idea.
Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours.
Getting out of here the best I can. We're getting kind of overrun on A flag. The reason that I delay killing people is because I decide in the moment what is the best best call matchup wise. Because sometimes you can like get a free. Throwing that down. He might slide through. I'm ready. Good. Now I can two-tap. Let's close that off. Was not expecting him to be able to get out. Let's hope my team can do it. Okay. This golden gun's gonna get shut down right here. He has to commit. He has to commit, or he runs out. He waited it out. Most people don't. Get him, Loki. I'm putting that so it can handle 2 choke points at once. This is a great time for me to use my super, but I'm not.
Hold strong, and this battle is yours. Zone A captured. That's a power play.
B turret corner, then I go the opposite. Psych.
Zone B lost.
I have to deal with the shield. Turret, please. Do your thing. Thank you, turret. You're the best. You're the best, turret. I'll feed you well tonight. Oh, no.
You have advanced.
Alright, then I just nade you. You're afraid?
Zone A lost. See captured. You
It's just stasis, baby. It's just stasis.
a well-fought victory. You're a wall around those zones. Take that iron will beyond the crucible.
Yeah, this is getting nerfed in a tangible way, but it's not something that mashup knowledge can't overcome. So I was talking about an example where I delay getting a kill to decide what is the best option for future kills. And so the best option might be, and I'm going to list all the options here. Here's what's going through a Shadebinder player's head whenever they get a kill. And I'm going to either load a private match and shoot myself on my other character, or just go to the EDZ and use tree stumps, and I think that's a better way. So, alright, get out the notebooks, write that down. Here we go. When they're frozen, your melee does 204 damage, something like that. So if you freeze somebody with the melee, freeze somebody with the rift, with the glacier nade, and you punch them, you activate Swashbuckler. That's like having kill clip for longer than Rampage. And you defeat up to, I believe, 5 resilience on a single stack and all resilience on a full stack, a 5 stack, which is what the melee gets. Second thing about this gun is armor piercing rounds. When I freeze a target, they become my cover because they give me damage reduction, and I kind of use them as a sight and barricade shield by shooting through them with armor piercing rounds at other people. So armor piercing for a reason, swashbuckler for a reason. And quick draw is obvious. If I freeze somebody very, very close range, the travel time of the ball of ice is very short, so I have to go through more of my Shadebinder animation. But if I go really far, proactively freezing, I can get back to my weapon before they get frozen, which means I have more time to nuke a super. And so that's kind of where I get this damage window of about 0.8 seconds. And that's a Sunshot 3-tap. That's about all the time you have to kill a super before they can like right-click spam and instant kill you. And so duality I found to be a very good option here, just as good as the snipe. You can also use Deadman's Tail in a Vorpal shotgun. You can use Deadman's Tail by itself, and certain resiliences might live it. Wither Horde works 100% of the time, no matter what. And depending on if I'm needing Vorpal DMT, I will switch off of Rending and go to Durance to add more slow to my turret. I don't know if that's getting affected by the TWAB. They weren't really specific on that. The way duality works is pellet final blows grant a stacking precision damage and reload buff. So this goes back to I get a freeze, and in that moment, I'm going down the options. Do I need a swashbuckler for the next kill? Should I refreeze them and use them as cover and use my rift? Should I get back some grenade energy from Retold Tale? Should I throw my grenade to instant reload Retold Tale, then kill them with Retold Tale? Should I instantly melee them regardless of what I get out to pull out my grenade launcher to activate threat detector and decide if someone's about to roll around the corner so I have to use my rift on them? So no player thinks about all that stuff in the moment. It's too hard. But you think about that when you practice, when you play your normal PvP, so that when it counts, you can just default back to your habits and let your habits do all the thinking. That's really what I'm trying to say here. Is Shadebinder is going to keep me occupied and entertained for months. It can get nerfed 5 more times, and it's still going to be an interesting subclass. Part of that is using the Glacier Grenade to unlock angles around the map that only a Top Tree Dawnblade would be able to access. Obviously, on some maps, let's like use Exodus Blue since that was the last Trials map. Around the power ammo section of Exodus Blue, you can float off map with Top Tree Dawnblade, and that's still one of the most powerful aspects of that subclass. But you can also Glacier Nade at the ceiling and hide from supers, or make it very inconvenient for you to be killed and make them waste their entire super on one person for the low cost of a Glacier Nade that, get this, has less than a 53-second cooldown because of I Have Another World, and the fragment that reduces your grenade recharge rate for shattering a crystal, which you're already doing. And if you're using rending, you can break other people's crystals easier to then feed your grenade. Or you can break teammates' crystals to feed your grenade, which will be used as a turret. I hope all this being said, you understand that there's some depth and some flexibility that this class just appeals to me. I think the sandbox team knocked this one out of the park, and I'm not just saying that because I'm about to be on a podcast with them. This is like, I use the word kind of jokingly sometimes, but I'm serious here. As a power fantasy type thing, having an ice staff that I can cast 94 magic ice barrages on people is hilarious. And I hope one day they add some cosmetic Eververse thing that lets them turn into an actual cube of ice. That would be so funny.
I'd expect a Cabal mining expedition to be heavily
Something Cabal mining expedition. Gotta be careful not to get shot. Anything else I'm missing here at just an overview of Shadebinder? I know I went into some advanced things, but that's okay. I want to sample some advanced things so you guys get a feel for what's to come in the future and what you're going to learn passively as I do commentaries on various Destiny classes. I will be mentioning the matchup knowledge as I see it happening or after the fact, a couple seconds after the fact, so we can all learn together. Because I'm still going at this mostly blind. No one's really pushed Shadebinder because the Hunter Revenant and the Behemoth were just so much obviously easier bang for your buck, low risk reward type thing. Low risk, high reward type thing. So now that the ice is settling with these next couple nerfs, I'm going to take Shadebinder even more seriously. I'm going to refine this build a bit. Maybe I'm going to work around the extra resilience and intellect that I get from conduction. Maybe I'm going to make a Whisper of Ryan team build where I feed other people Glacier Nades, which is team overshield. And the benefit would be I would otherwise have to run Middle Tree Dawnblade, the Attunement of Grace, to get some sort of healing effect. Alright, I see you, Thresher. But the benefit is I at least get the Shadebinder Super instead of the Well for a similar effect. It's still costing my grenade, but it's also benefiting my teammates because I don't have to be the one to break the Glacier. I could be like, alright, I'm throwing this down, I'm using it as a platform, shoot every crystal except the one I'm standing on, and let me punch the one in front of me. And I can say that before the round even starts, and we can go get our game plan. They farm overshield, I get weird ass angle, and we do our thing. Again, I knew this was going to be a lot to unpack today, so if you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Thank you so much. I think this is a good opportunity to call it.
Taking out a mining lander, a ship, and a commander.
As you do. I stand.
Oh man, my cooldowns didn't go. But this is Duality. Shout out to Glow. Shout out to Cool Cheese. Shout out to Sides. Now that Fellwinter Quick Draw has got nerfed, other people are looking at alternatives here. Look at the handling stat. Jesus. It's very, very high, and with some dexterity perks, you can make it like Quick Draw, but I truly don't think it needs it. And the reason that Quick Draw is important on my primary is because once this nerf goes into effect where I only do 5% damage instead of 50% damage with special weapons, I'm going to have to finesse people like this. Rip down, pellet, headshot. It's going to have to be that quick. And sometimes I'm not going to be able to get a sprint cancel. Sometimes I'm going to throw my freeze, shoot, slide, shot because someone's behind me trying to take me out. You can also get creative with bubble titans. You know how if you're about to approach, like let's say this tree stump right here is someone in a bubble. If I run in there, I'm going to get one banged by them. So I can't just run in there with my rift because I'll die. The best way to do it is to slide while looking backwards, start up the animation for your melee, and then shoot the melee at their feet. So something like that. And then once they're frozen, that is when your 0.8 second combo comes into effect again. And I think the melee has to be part of this one in a bubble where it's just straight up like that, and that might get the kill. Again, just food for thought. Let it all simmer. You don't have to apply any of this to your gameplay right now. Just keep that in mind as I play more PvP commentaries in the future with Shadebinder. And a disclaimer, I'm not always going to play Shadebinder. I have a sick Top Tree Dawnblade build, and I do think Top Tree Dawnblade is still the most competitive class in the game, just because of movement alone. This is a class that is built for a content creator who hates that every exotic weapon doesn't have Icarus. It has 8 discipline, which is 10 more than I actually need, so I can throw that on any of these other stats. You might be saying, well, why not go to 10, have the most uptime? Well, the answer is your Empowering Rift gives you a different amount of grenade energy based on how high your discipline is. And with weapons like Thorn and other damage over time options, 7 gives you your full grenade back for 1 tick of damage. So you might notice that I have like Lemon Arc or something in my inventory when I'm PvPing seriously. Thorn for fun, and I think Thorn will be more competitive as 120s get hit in the future. But watch my grenade energy. First it goes up by bomber, now it goes up by shooting. And so since it's at 8, 2 taps got me most of my grenade. And Empowering Rift, 120, it's gonna 2 tap. So by using my rifts somewhat minimally, I have uptime on my grenades even more. So on every PvP map, you're gonna see me kind of do entries like this. Just fly in, start popping the grenade, bounce off the floor, drop my lift, reactivate my lift, and then slowly peek around the corner with a teammate, most importantly. And yeah, that's my Starfire build. I'm gonna go in depth on how all of these work in their own videos that is not live commentary, so I can make sure to get every piece of information out there. I also have a third build for Chaos Reach, but that's strictly for trials. I don't really enjoy playing it, nor is the armor perfect. It's just a temporary thing until it's nerfed. Again, I will see you guys at the Bungie interview podcast today on the firing range. That is a bi-weekly show we do. Check the link in the pinned comment and description below. I will see you there 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, everyone. Sandbox team, you rock. Talk to you later.